Okay, now I have another topic here, the audio and video interactivity with objects and PDFs. I previously imported a Word document into PDF, Acrobat PDF Maker, and I had it convert that document into a form that I'm going to show you, and I added a video clip to the actual PDF file. So let me go into, and this is the procedure basically that I followed here, the details. Let me go into it and show it to you. So this is my form, and that I brought in, last name, first name, the birth, and so on, and my comment field here. And then down below, I added actually a video file. Now, how did I go about doing that? So let's go through that procedure. I'm going to go ahead and click in here and add another video file to this form, or it could be an audio file as well. So what I would do is go up to my Tools menu and want to come down to, or rather go up in this case, go up to the area where it says Rich Media. And now that I've done that, I can come back into my Word document, come down somewhere, and I can say, it'll give me this little square that I can drag across my screen and enable me then to create the area where I want to add the sound or the video. So earlier I added a video. If I wanted to add a sound file, I could pick Add Sound and drag that across, and it will allow me to go out now and browse for the actual MP3 file, which is normally what I would suggest that you probably would want to put into a document, have it as a basically formatted MP3. And I'll just go ahead and include that one in there and click OK. And so it creates the link so that when I would actually play this or bring this document up on the screen in my PDF reader program, I could then click on this icon to play to actually play the audio, and I could click on this icon to play the video in this particular form that I've got created in this PDF file. All right, in this segment, we are going to be looking at another feature of Adobe Acrobat regarding organizing pages. Now, this app is really nice. This tool in the app is really nice because even if you don't have all the pages you need in one particular PDF, you can bring in pages from elsewhere. And so let's take a look at this. I've already started one. I had the Sedona Principle file, a PDF file I brought in, and then I added this one so I can go up here and insert another page either from a file, from my scanner, from a web page, or I can put in a blank page in this PDF. So it's a really good tool when you're concatenating, putting together, juxtaposing different pieces and parts of different PDFs and other types of files. Let's go from a file, and let's go out there and find something that we want to insert as a page. And I'll just go out there and pick a PDF file, maybe about a survey. I'll pick that one and open it up. And then it says insert the file, survey for PDF, after or make it the first section of my document that I'm concatenating together, or the last. And how many pages? There are 4 pages. Do we want 4 of 4? Do we want just 1 of 4? What do we want there? We'll just say we want all 4, and we'll put it after, and we'll click OK. And so now all 4 of those pages would come into my document. Now, I can say, well, actually, might have been blank pages in that one. I don't really want that, so I'll take that one out. Are you sure you want to delete the page? Yes. So you can see I can bring in a whole group of pages from a different document, and then I can delete those I don't like in this document I'm putting together. Now this one I notice is a picture, and I can rotate it by clicking on one of these rotate arrows. It's a picture of a back of a $2 bill, it looks like. And so now I have these all set up the way I want to, let's say. And if I double click on the page, I can bring it up and then scroll through the document. And those are all the ones from the Sedona Principles. And now here's that $2 bill. And here are the other topics that are that other page that came in from that other PDF file. So you can see here I put together this file. Now what I can do after I've got it all together is I can go to edit, and edit text and images. So here I'm combining another tool with this one that I've put together. And you can see now that this is a giant text box that has been brought in, and I can go ahead and edit the text just by clicking inside the box and changing the configuration. I can change it to, it was bold, italics, underline it, and so on. So here is the method I'm using on that page, and then I can go ahead and click on that and keep that change. And I can come down and notice the aberration that I got in here on this page, and I can encompass those, and I can just delete these out of the document. Just right button click and pick delete, and then come down, and I notice that this image is not fitting on my page here. Now notice down below, page 4, converting. So there was still something that it was trying to do, converting that 4th page into my document. Anyway, I can grab a hold of a piece of the document that doesn't seem to be fitting very well, and I can pick my edit and choose to move it around. I can try to shrink it and get it to fit on that page. It was a little bit too wide. Can move it over, and or I can go ahead and crop it, and go ahead and crop a part of the image out, like if I only wanted a piece of it. So I can highlight that which I want to crop, and then just go ahead and crop that page down to a piece of that that I brought in. In any case, this is how you use the arrange page feature, and how you can put together different pieces and parts of different PDF files into your compositions. All right, this topic is how to create a PDF form out of a Word document. So I started out by generating a Word document, as you see on the screen, and all I have here is the last name. I put an underscore character here, so if I click here in my Word document, I want to increase the length, I just add some underscores. I tab these over so they're all lined up. I just use the tab. And then for comments, I put another underscore down below here. And then photo of deceased, I just hit enter there. And then I went ahead and saved the file. I've already saved it, so I'm going to just close it out. Once you remember, don't leave Word open with that document in it when you are going to do that, create a form, or you want to convert that document into a PDF file. Close the document after you've saved it. That's important. Now I go to select my file. I want to create the form from, and there it is there, and I'll say open. And now you notice it recognized the file. And once you see it, a thumbnail of it there, you can say, go ahead and create the PDF file. Now, once it launches the creation mode, it is going to be using features in Word itself to help it generate the PDF file. So it takes a little bit of time. You have to really have Word on the same computer with Adobe Acrobat for this to work well, or at all, really. And so I'm waiting for it now to go ahead and make use of the Word features to pull this information into my PDF file. As I'm waiting for it, and it will take a while, depending on how long your Word document is, this procedure, and how much RAM you've got in your computer, this procedure can take, a minute or so, and longer if the document is multi-paged. So as I'm waiting here, what will be next? Well, after I get this up into a PDF file, I'm going to have to tell at Adobe Acrobat that I want to create a form out of it. So here is my document that I had created in Word in my PDF file. And now I want to go over to Tools, and I want to come down to where I can prepare a form. And so I click there, and it knows that I have a document open, and that's the one I want to create the form out of. So I'll say, okay, I'll focus on that one and click Start. And it warns you that you have to save the PDF file, which I hadn't done yet. So I'll say, yes, go ahead and save it. And so it's going to save my PDF file, and we'll call it basic form, and then save that. And while it's saving it, it's going through the procedure of looking at those underlines and looking at also the text that I put in front of those fields or near them to give it a name, the field a name. Now, if I come up to these fields and I right button click on them and pick Properties in my form maker, it's going to give me a chance to make sure my tooltip is what I want it to be. And it duplicated the name of the field into the tooltip, which is okay with me, but you can make this tooltip longer if you wanted to. Okay, so I'll say that's fine. Now, the other problem I have is that when it imported it, it didn't recognize that this date of birth is a field type that I want it to be. I want it to be a calendar field. So I need to right button click on it, and then go to Properties, and then you notice we have a number of tabs up here as well. And one of the tabs is Format. Select a format category. And I click here and I say, well, that's a date format for that field. And then you can pick what kind of a format you want for the date to be formatted. It gives you a sample down here. And so now I'll say that's fine, and I'll close it. And now, if I preview my form, you see I can go in here and type in my name and come down, and this is all text fields. That's fine. Oops. I could type okay here. And my date of birth. Now, what's interesting here is I could type in my date of birth. I could come over here and pick the calendar feature, and then move backwards to whatever date in the calendar would be my birthday. I'll just pick something here and say okay, and then date of death. Notice I don't have the little arrow there, and that's because I didn't change the format of that field after it was imported into Word. But I can come down in Comments, and I can photo, and you notice I don't have a field for this particular text. So I'm going to go ahead and delete my information out of this preview. I don't want any of that in my form when I save it. You have to remember to do that too. Then go back to edit. And now I want to put in that, I think I showed this to you before, the photo field. So as I move up in here and hover over these different fields that I can enter, one of them is the image field. And I can click there and then just drag that out. And then when I do my preview of the form, you'll notice that I can click here and it'll let me go out and browse and pick a photo for that field. So anyway, that's the way you bring a Word document into Adobe Acrobat, how you configure the Word document first with these underscores, and then bring it in and tweak the fields in your form maker in Adobe Acrobat. All right, in this segment, what I want to do is go over again with you creating the PDF portfolios. We've covered a little bit of this topic, but I want to go through the actual procedure of creating one of these from scratch. So basically under Tools, I create a PDF file from any format, and then you can combine files, create multiple PDFs out of a large number of files, or create a portfolio. Now, what are portfolios useful for? Well, let's say you have a case in which you have PowerPoints, you have Word documents, you have video depositions, you have audio files, you have links to websites, and just a whole bunch, a hodgepodge of information that you want to pass on to someone else. So you create a PDF file that really doesn't convert these files into PDF format, but creates a sort of a catalog or an index to all the files that you want someone to review and look at. And that's what their purpose is. It's an aggregate, as it says here, to organize multiple types of files into a PDF package. And that's what a portfolio is called, a package. So we click Next here. And now it gives me a chance to add files using the drop-down menu, or if I had File Explorer open and I had a folder with a bunch of files in it I wanted to add, I could just drag and drop them into this area. So like if I go over here now, open up File Explorer, and I could go out to a folder where I have a file I want to add, and just go ahead and move this over here to the left a little bit. And let's say we had this JPEG file. I'll just drop that in there, and that will add it into my portfolio. But I can also go up here to add files, and I could add a whole folder of information as well, a bunch of different types of files. I'll pick add a single file again, and this time let me go out to my download folder, and I will say I want to choose one of these PDF files, the business card with a video in it, or a form with a video. We'll pick this one and open that up, and so it brings that particular file into my portfolio. If I go out to add files again and go to yet another folder, here's a PowerPoint, and I'll add that one into the mix. Now let's go ahead and add yet another file type into the mix. Sometimes when you do this, by the way, like this PowerPoint's a little bit larger, so it's taking a while for it to matrix into it. And that's why I'm having a little trouble getting it to, say, add more files at this point, because it's still working on the PowerPoint file that is there. But again, I could add video files, I can add sound files, I could have, if I had CAD program, I could pick a CAD program and a CAD drawing and put it in here. As I mentioned to you, I think before, if you put these files in that are like CAD drawings, then the CAD application has to be on that computer that's going to open this portfolio, or the person won't be able to view the file. It has to use the native applications. So here it is now, it's finished processing that PowerPoint, and it lets me go out and add yet another file to my mix. And this time, let's go up to a music folder, and we have an MP3 file here. We'll open that up and put that into the portfolio. So, again, it takes a little while sometimes to process these files when you put them in the portfolio before you can go back up and add more files. But then once we have the files that we think are necessary for this portfolio, we can save it and add to it later on as well. So you can build these portfolios as you go along. I'm going to say create it now, and it will go out and create the PDF catalog of all these files. And again, it will take it a while to generate this, these links and these internal preview options that it will be building for you. And when we get done, we'll be able to then save this we'll have the portfolio saved, but we could then upload it to someone's share drive. And but you can see now that the portfolio is finished. I'm clicking on that JPEG. I can click on the PDF file. It'll bring up that particular file there. My PowerPoint will bring it up over here. And now the PowerPoint wants me to do always trust. That's fine. If I do a preview on a PowerPoint rather than open the document, it has a built-in preview feature. Depending on the version of PowerPoint that they have on their particular computer, the preview may or may not work. So preview hinges on what file format that particular PowerPoint is configured as, saved as. This is a PPT file instead of PPTX. And so you might find the preview, as you see here, isn't working very well. In that case, I can just go over here and just click open the document, and it will open it in my PowerPoint. But it looks like it worked. It took a little while for it to up with the so I can just kind of cursor down and see each of the slides that are a part of this PowerPoint slideshow. Or I could have opened the document in PowerPoint. And if I come down to the MP3 file, if I click here, it's an audio file, and so it will come up and eventually it will give me the ability to click on the MP3 file, do a preview, or I can open it and play it. So here it is coming up as a preview, and if I click on the play option, it would play that file for me, and I could so it could be a deposition file, audio file, it could be some recording of a meeting that took place, but you can see the advantage of having these open in their native apps as well as in a preview mode. So that's the long and the short of how. Oh, one more thing. If you want to add a link, and I'm going to go up here to add file, add web content. So if I go up there and then I have some web content that I want to add, let me go out to our website and let's say I want to add that Q&A. So I'm going to click there, Control C, and copy that, come back into my portfolio, and the file name is going to be Q&A. And then the URL I'll paste down here. And the description is questions. And say OK. So now we've added, in addition to these files, we have added to our portfolio a link to that particular web page. And when we click there, it will bring up a preview eventually of that HTML HTML file in this area, or I can just click Open Document, and then it would open the document in the regular browser. So here's my preview coming up. So that's the way you work with your portfolios. And when you get done, then you go up to File, and you save the portfolio, and then you can, like I say, upload it to a shared drive. If it's not too large, you could possibly email it depending on your system, and then the person could save it on their computer and open all these files if they have the applications that will open them. All right, so next what I want to do is take this question: how do I convert a PDF to a Word document so I can edit it in Word? A lot of times you will get a PDF, an email, and it's the basis of a document that you want to create in Word. You don't really want it as a PDF. And so the procedure that you follow to convert the PDF files to other file formats is something that I wanted to go into with you again. Covered a little bit before. Let's go ahead and go over it one more time. So let's say I have a Word document here on my screen. Let me check one out here. Okay, well, let's say this one here. I want to actually have this document become a Word document, so I can change the text around, move graphics around in Word, and produce a nice Word document instead of having it in a PDF. Oftentimes, you'll get a PDF that's got lots of text in it, and it's a lot easier to edit a document in Word with lots of text than it is in your PDF program. So in order to do that, you're going up here to Tools, and then we want to go to Export your PDF. And when you bring it up, and as I mentioned, I think last time, you can pick the different types of file formats you want to export it to. Now, in this case, this might be a better export to Word than, to PowerPoint than to Microsoft Word. So I could come down here and say, yeah, this will make a better slideshow, this document, than it would a Word document. And I could choose Export, and then it will go ahead and convert that PDF file into a PowerPoint slide or slideshow. So if I had a number of pages in this particular PDF, it would go out there and do the export each of the pages in the PDF file, becoming a new PowerPoint slide for me. If I wanted it to be, if there's a lot of text, I would then just export it to a PDF, a Word document. So here it's asking me where I want to put the file. I'll say in my download folder is fine, and then it'll go out and start the conversion process. And here it is coming up, and I'm going to take out, I just call it untitled PPTX file, and save it there. And once it initializes the export engine, it goes through the procedure. Now, if this was, as I said once before, a lengthy PDF file, and you can see it's taking a while even on this one, it would take a while to process each of the files and then write the file contents to your PowerPoint. Now it says it's done, so I can go over to my File Explorer program, and I can I should be able to open up that PDF file from my download folder here. Here it is, and we can see the results. Now, there are some times when you have to tweak the export, and we might see that here in this case as we bring up this PowerPoint, where especially we have graphics and text together. If you have an OCR the text, or you have, a lot will depend upon how the Acrobat program does its job for you. So we'll just wait for a second here till this comes up on the screen so we can take a look at it. Now, I would suggest to you that on lengthy PDF files with lots of text, instead of trying to, if there's a lot of changes that have to be made in the text, yes, you can edit your text in PDF files, but it's a lot more time consuming. So here is our PowerPoint conversion. It brought that out, and you can see that it did a pretty decent job. Here's actually a text box. So I could change this piece of the text. It was OCR'd, and this was OCR'd as well by the PDF program. So even though this was a screenshot pasted into the PDF file, or converted into a PDF file, Adobe did convert some of the text for me into editable text. So that's the long and the short of how you do the conversion from a PDF file to a different file format. So our next topic is how to use the app that is provided by Adobe on your cell phone as a scanner. And I've done that with my cell phone. I've downloaded the app that is showing up here on this screenshot, so you can turn your phone into a document scanner with Adobe Scan. And if you, it's a free application that you can get. What I wanted to show you though is when you scan a document, whether it be with your phone or whether it be with your scanner, what you want to do is tweak that scan afterwards. You want to work with that scan, because sometimes, of course, the scanning doesn't OCR. Sometimes the scanning is askew, and you want to tweak it. You want to rotate the scan and things like that. Now, the app that comes with comes to your phone, you have a link here off of our course website. We'll take you out to more detail about it. But I've used it to actually scan a business card that I had, and made use of the scanner for that. Now I want to go into Adobe Acrobat, and here is the scan that I did with my cell phone scanner. And what I want to do is modify this scan, work with the scan tool that helps me to work with a scan and to tweak that scan as well. So you've got a lot of different applications that are built into Acrobat, and one of those has to do with working with your scans after they're brought into your Adobe Acrobat program. So I'm going to go over here to enhance my scans and bring it up. And now you see the menu that we have up here. We have recognize text as an option. So obviously I want to have this text recognized, OCR'd. So I'll go ahead and click it, and I'll say in this file, and we'll go out and ask me, do I want to recognize the text? I'll say yes. And it goes out and it tries then to convert the graphic that I copied with my cell phone app into OCR text. Now I will say this, that the Adobe app for your phone does have some built-in OCR capability as well. All right, so now it says it's gone out and it's tried to do that. I can come up to enhance the scan document as well. If I pick that option, it gives me an opportunity not only to recognize it, but I could go to settings here, and I could change the grayscale and make it larger. The text recognition, we've already done that. So you have some settings here to enhance it. So now, let's say I want to go there and edit this particular document now. I want to see if the text has been recognized. I already picked it here. And so we should be able now to go to edit, and say edit text and image in this document, and see how well it does in converting the scanned image and the text into editable text for me, so that I can tweak the data that is on this particular card. So this takes just a few seconds for a simple scan. We'll just wait here for a moment, and then it'll bring it up in my editing portion of Adobe Acrobat. Okay, so here we are. And now you can see that it has these different text boxes, and when I click in them, if say 314, I can type over that 312 and change the text that is in that text box, and you can see I can move the text box around, and the graphic behind it that I have back there, I could then delete and just go with the text that I'm working with here, and copy that to a different file. So I'm just typing on top of this and changing the appearance of the text, the different fonts, and that's the way then that you can OCR a scanned image actually from your. All right, so in our last session, we left off at a point I wanted to start up again, and that is how can I use the Windows 10 screen capture feature to create a PDF. So I go here to this particular link on our course website, and what I did is I actually captured this piece off of the internet to show you the way to get into your screen capturing so that you could create a PDF from whatever you've captured into memory. To use the new Windows screen capturing feature, you hold down the Windows key, as you see here, and the Shift and the S, and that will give you the ability to use a crosshair to mark the part of the screen you want to capture into memory. So let me go up here and do that now. I'm going to click on this tab on my window, and let's say I want to capture how to use your phone as a document scanner. I'm going to hopefully cover that for you as well. But now I hold down the Windows key, the Shift, and then letter S on my keyboard, and it will give me in a moment the ability to pick from rectangular snip or a freeform or the whole, just that window, or the full screen. I'll just pick this option here. It gives me a crosshair, and then I can just go ahead and capture this part of the screen into the memory of the computer. And now I'm going to go back into my Adobe Acrobat program, and we're going to go to create a new, go to Tools, and we're going to create a new PDF file, and we're going to create it from the memory that's in the computer. So I click there, it comes up and says, how do you want to create the PDF? I say I want to create it from the clipboard. And then once I click there and click Create, Adobe Acrobat will look into the memory of the computer, whatever I've clipped there, and it will paste that into a PDF file, as you can see it just did. And then I could go up to Edit and say Edit Text and Images, and get back into the PDF file that was created for me by the Adobe Acrobat program from the memory of the computer, and it will convert that, whatever it considers a scanned image, into editable text and images. And that's what it's doing right now on the screen. And once it's done, I can resize this image. I can tell it to OCR the image to make the text that was a part of an image searchable. When I have that all done, I could even export it to a Word document. So here I go. I'm going to click on a part of it, and you can see I can use this feature here to resize a part of the screen. And then if I wanted to go ahead and OCR the text, I could go ahead and do that as well. And that's the long and the short of how you create a PDF file from the clipboard using the new Windows 10 Screen Capture Pro. Okay, so this feature is called the Comment tool. You find it under Tools and then Review and Approve, and I've chosen this option, Comment, to comment on this particular a file that I have already open. If you don't have a file open, you pick Open and open it up. So the PDF file that I want to comment on is here, and it gives you a number of items here that you can use for your commentary. This particular one here and over here gives you a chance to put in little sticky notes. Let's pick this one, and we'll go ahead and choose that one and put in a sticky note here. And the sticky note will be, why do we have these letters at the top of the Sedona principles? All right, so that's my post. I'll put that there. And when someone else then receives the PDF file and opens it, they will see the little comment here, which they can click on. They can see the question, and then if I was the instructor about the Sedona principles, I would click in here to give a response. These are the letters that represent each principle. So we'll type that in there and enter, and reply. So now I've got a couple here. I can save this PDF with the comments. The student could come back and say, oh, I see, to help us remember the principles. Yeah, kind of like an acrostic, something like that. Okay, so you can see then you've got a sequence of comments over here. Now we can go elsewhere in this document and come down to number 9 here, and we could use the highlighter to highlight this particular principle. And now that it's highlighted, in addition to that, we could put an attachment, a new attachment to this file that pertains to that particular principle. So we can go out and attach a file, or we can add an audio recording. Now, because I'm recording this for you right now, I'm not going to do that because it will take me out of the recording mode for teaching you. But if I wanted to add an audio recording to this highlighted section, I would click here, and then I'm assuming you have a microphone in your laptop or you've got an attached microphone. It will record your voice commentary into the PDF file for someone else to listen to. Or you can attach a file that has an audio file in it or has something related to this particular Sedona principle. So when you pick that option to attach the file, it gives you like a little pin. You could come over to it and click there, and then go out and attach the file to that particular section of your document. So it gives you a way of putting an attachment attached to a part of a document that you have. I come down here to another part and pick a file that let's pretend it is related. Now it could be a video file, it could be a Word document, another PDF file, and just about anything that you want to attach to it. I'm just going to attach this JPEG file, and attach it to that part of the document. And it can be a paperclip, a pin attachment, a graph, or a tag. And so we'll say we'll put it in as a paperclip, and there it is there. So now when someone's reviewing the document, they can come to it and they can click it, and it will bring up that particular attachment to that section of the document. There are all sorts of other annotations and comments that can be added with regard to these tools up here. This one allows you to add a stamp to that part of the document. This one here allows you to do a free form drawing on the document. So I pick that, and I can call attention to that part of the document by making an outline around it, and then I could go back and attach my comment to that particular aspect of Principle 10. Why is it that protecting privilege mentioned here and then also in another? So that's a question someone could post, and then it will be connected to that part of the document. So what I'm trying to show you is just the basics of the commentary, and once you get it all commented and so on, then you could go up here, save files to Adobe Document Cloud Access from multiple devices. So if you had someone that was wanting to review this, you had cloud access, you could send it that way, or you could send it as an attachment in email. And of course you could always just save the file here and go out and save it, and then have somebody to send them an email as to where it's located. So this is the long and the short of the commentary tool. Alright, this is our next feature. It's Send for Comments. And where that tool is, if you go under Tools, under Review, and of course I'm cursor down here, you come down and see the tool Send for Comment. So you select that, automatically collect comments from reviewers in a single PDF file. So I've already chosen my resume, and I want to send this out for comments. And you'll notice if I hover over these little blue stickers, here's a comment that was made in this document. I don't see your teaching experience listed for Fontbonne University, where you taught Advanced Excel in the business department. So, and then if I cursor down, this one here is another a click student. It should say audiovisual computer technologist. That is a suggestion there in the resume. Anyway, I could go down and take a look to see if they're okay. Here's another one. Oh, that one's coming down with me because it could be listed down below. But you can see that if there were other comments in here now, I would see these, and then we could forward on to the next person, and then they would add comments using the tool. So send for comments by email, send for shared commenting, tracking comments, and comparing files. So tracking comments would go here, and then we can take a look at all the comments that were attached on this, the ones that were sent, distributed forms, and so on. And then we have send for comments by email, and here's where you put in your email, your department, and so on. That would send out for the others to add their comments. And this is what these little comment boxes look like when you click on them, and then they open up and you can see the detail that has been placed there for you. And here's my response. I will add that, Carl Kent. So that gives you the basic idea of what the Send a Comment tool is about. in this section here, send for comments.